Pawpaw farming is highly lucrative, and you actually do not need a lot of money to set up your own pawpaw plantation. So like you have seen behind me, we have high yielding pawpaw fruits that produces well, unlike the um, other local varieties that we have that do not produce really well. So there are different types of pawpaw. We have the female, we have the male, and then we have the hermaphrodite. So the male is actually the types that you see around that actually do not produce any fruit. Then the male pawpaw varieties, they produce very well, especially when you have the male varieties around. So there's cross pollination and they do very well. Then the hermaphrodites are the hybrids that we have around. They actually also produce well. So if you are looking at going into pawpaw plantation, you are on the right path. It's a very lucrative agric business to start up, and you do not need a whole lot of money to start up a pawpaw plantation. Now you would basically need like 300 stands in a plot if you are having a spacing of say 1 meter, 1.5 meter by 1.5 meter, or say 2 meters by 2 meters. It depends on your size of land. You can make use of the spacing of 1.5 meters by 1.5 meters, or you can use 2 meters by 2 meters, 3 meters by 3 meters. It actually depends on the spacing, on the size of your land and the spacing you want to make use of. For land preparation, I'm actually not going to dwell too much on land preparation. You just need to clear your land and you till or you plow and just make the soil as soft as possible. You can decide to apply manure at the spot where you want to plant and keep wetting for like 3 days. It's best that you plant the seedling. So you can get the seedling and transplant on the field, but you can also plant with the seed. But pawpaw is really very sensitive and very a lot of things around pawpaw. So you don't want to do, sometimes you plant the seeds and they are not even coming out if you don't know how to sprout the seed. So you want to buy seedlings and plant. Now I would advise that you don't start your pawpaw plantation if you don't have a ready market for your pawpaw, because pawpaw is a highly perishable fruit produce, and you either get your ready market, or there's ready market for pawpaw actually, but you need to make you need to know the market that you are going to be selling your pawpaw by the time they start producing. So you either get a ready market, or you get a way of processing your pawpaw into flakes or juice or whatever you want to process it into. Just have it at the back of your mind that you are not going to be harvesting your pawpaw and keeping them for a long time, because they are highly perishable and you can lose all of your produce in one day if you don't have a ready market for it. So let's talk about the steps to setting up a pawpaw plantation. Like I said before, you will need to prepare your land. Now you can either buy a land or lease a land. There are a lot of places where you can lease land for years. So you would need to, although you will need to replant your pawpaw in the next say 2 years or 3 years after planting, but you can lease a land. Then the next thing, you want to prepare your land. Like I said, you need to clear the place and plow, losing the soil to make it soft and easy for penetration. The best soil to use for your sandy loam, or whatever is mixed with sand and loam, it's best for your pawpaw. It is mostly propagated through seeds, but like I said before, you would need to get seedlings, because not everybody knows how to plant pawpaw using the seed. So you would either need to get seedlings from people from a nursery, and you will need to also get your seedlings from a reliable nursery, and so that you'll be able to get the best variety that is going to give you the yield that you actually want. Now it's time for you to transplant your pawpaw seedling. You've gotten your pawpaw seedling from a reliable nursery. Now it's time for you to transplant. You need to be very careful at this point, because pawpaw is very, very delicate. And so if you are not careful enough, you are going to damage your pawpaw seedling. So you don't want to remove the bags that came with the seedling, or if you are removing, you just make sure that you don't disturb the soil around the bag. Just plant your pawpaw like that and you are good to go. The spacing you are going to give to your pawpaw, like I said before, you are going to give it either 2 meters by 2 meters, or you are doing 3 meters by 3 meters, or you are doing 1.5 meters by 1.5 meters. So any of this spacing can work for your pawpaw. Now on the plot of land, you are expected to have say 300 to 400 pawpaw stands on a plot of depending on the spacing that you are making use of. So you need to do your calculation, get your calculations right, know how many pawpaws you will be planting if you are using a particular spacing. So it basically depends on what you want, but do not get your pawpaw too close to each other so that you'll be able to get the maximal yield that you want. Now after you plant your pawpaw seedlings, when they are 2 months old, you can start intercropping. So but the only crops that you can intercrop with your pawpaw are short-term crops like vegetables, cucumber and other kind of vegetables. Please don't plant crops that can last for a year or more, saying that you are doing intercropping with pawpaw. No, it doesn't work that way. So it's only vegetables that you can actually intercrop with pawpaw. Pawpaw can actually grow all around the year, but during the dry season you need to be giving it at least 3 liters of water 2 times in a week, especially when it starts to produce flowers. That period the pawpaw needs water, so you need to give it at least 3 times 3 liters 2 times in a week. For the management of pawpaw, it doesn't really require so much management. You just need to make sure that you start your weeding 3 months after planting, and then you can apply fungicide when you start seeing some signs of fungi around the plant, and make sure that you do your weeding when you're supposed to. What time do you harvest? You harvest your pawpaw when it's start looking like you are seeing some patches of yellow around it, and this is around 6 months. For the hybrid, 6 months to 8 months, you should be already harvesting your pawpaw. So pawpaw doesn't really take long, especially when you plant the hybrid. Now what is the expected yield? We are supposed to get at least say 80 to 100 fruits on a tree. So say you are having 60 to 100, okay, let's even say you're having 60 fruits on a plant and you have 300 plants, and I think a pawpaw from a pawpaw is actually say 400 to 500 in the market. Now you know, pawpaw is actually there are seasons when it's high in the market, and there are seasons when it's the other way in the market. So at its peak season, pawpaw is 400 naira to 500 naira in the market. So let's even assume you're selling your pawpaw for 300 naira per pawpaw, and you have 60 pawpaw per tree, and you have 300 stands on a plot. Maybe you should do the calculation yourself, and you know how much you are making on a plot. Now for the cost of setting up say a plot of pawpaw, a seedling of pawpaw is sold for the good variety. It is sold for 500 naira per seedling. So, and you have like 300 stands on a plot. So you see, you are making a lot of profit as your at the end of the day. So pawpaw is highly lucrative, and it doesn't give you so much stress. You have to only do a little bit of management and you are good to go. If you have any other question around pawpaw farming, I would attend to your question. Drop it in the comment section. So this is Farmer Elizabeth, your #1 agro girl. I talk about agriculture, I talk about agribusiness and everything relating to farming. So let me know if you have any question in the comment section. If you're about to set up your own pawpaw plantation, Let me also know in the comment section. Until then, I'll see you next week. Until then, bye.